Well, hello, and welcome to Majesty Sussex Report. I'm Antonio, and it's my absolute honor and pleasure to spend some time with you. Hopefully you will stick around, and welcome to the channel. And if this is your first time around here and the algorithm or a friend or you are looking for information on the Sussexes, so Harry, Meghan, and everything around their world, you're in the right place. Welcome. I'm glad to have you. So if it's your first time, do subscribe. We don't bite. And comment, as long as the comment is not hateful or here to provoke people or anything like that. You know, do comment. Thumbs up to like so that the channel can grow some more, people can discover us, and I try to maintain a safe environment here, so welcome aboard. And for all you magnificent, beautiful, awesome subscribers who have been here and been hanging on here with me as we grow this thing, and you give me advice, and you when I kind of go off the rail a little bit, you kind of, put me back on the rail. Thank you. I could not appreciate you more. I take your advice very seriously. So for all of you who commented on the last podcast, and for some of you who sent me also an email or two, thank you. I will take your advice. I tend to always want to make sure that I have done my part. So when I walk away from it, whatever it is, no, it doesn't matter what it is, but when I walk away from it, I can hold my head up high and say, I tried, or I did this one thing. Now, I know that is not always the sane thing to do. However, in this case, I thought, I'll do it. But I am learning, and your advice is very, very much so welcome. And thank you for taking care of me and making sure that I'm doing the right things, or giving me good advice, actually. I am still stuffy. My nose is just like blocked. So I feel horrible. But at the same time, I feel warm inside, Thank you. You folks are freaking amazing. I love that we become a family so quickly, like just this group in general, the people, so many of us, we're such an example of what Harry and Meghan are all about. But the only other thing that we have that, I don't know how much Harry and Meghan have, don't mess with us, man. Because I know some of my other podcast hosts, I was listening, I'm not going to tell you who I was listening to yesterday for a little bit, and she was just going at it. And I was like, girl, I was like, I'm happy you're saying it, right? Because like it wouldn't come out right with me saying it. It's not my personality. But I love it. I love the sassiness. I love the shade. I love all of it. As long as I'm not saying it, because I can't. It wouldn't come across right. I don't know. Like, it's not me. And it doesn't mean I don't enjoy it, right? But anyways, thank you so very much. I'll try and keep this one really short. But I do miss like bringing you guys up to date, even though I know that you're also getting the information from my wonderful other host in this space. But I wanted to do a little bit of what's happening in the world with the royals and all of that. I will resume again doing the summary of Endgame. I think I'm heading into chapter 3. And let's start it with some humor, okay? This is for you. Thank you.
I need a moment here because I actually have some huge news from the weekend. Yes, the rumours are true. King Charles and Queen Camilla released their official Christmas card. And wow, here it is. I just want to say what everyone in Australia is thinking right now. Thank you. Thanks very much, guys. It's a wonderful festive treat that absolutely nobody asked for. And yet, you delivered. You two look exactly like a randy couple approaching me at a laneway bar at 3 a.m. about to say you've been watching me all night. You really dig my vibe. And I love the brazenness of the card statement too. Sure, people in the UK and here in Australia are struggling to pay bills and put food on the table this Chrissy. They're doing it tough. But despite all that external noise and the fact you gave yourself a massive 45% pay rise this year, you still found the courage to pose for this picture while wearing a $9.5 billion hat. Your family jewels must be epically large, mate. Respect. So as a small gesture, I have made this Christmas card for you, and I hope you enjoy it. Like you, I also shot it in May while sitting in my personal throne room. To Charles and Camilla, from me, Nick, the colony's other privileged inbred. Merry Christmas.
I laughed so much at that I just couldn't contain myself. So funny. Like when the Aussies get it right, they get it right. Like this, that was just the funniest thing I had seen or watched in like a little while, right? That just made me laugh, and his delivery is just fantastic. Now on to even some more great news. So Archw Foundation released their impact report for 2022-2023. And it's just so wonderful and great to see, you know, all the stuff that and the accomplishments and the impact that they've actually made, right? And as you can see, I'm just scrolling there quickly to show all of the good and uplifting communities and you know what they're actually doing with internet and online safety for children, helping families, and all the other things that they bring attention to, like even in the Invictus Games, you know, going to visit that Megan went to that restaurant that or cafe that takes care and employs also refugee women. It is just astonishing and amazing the impact that in just a few years they've been able to build. And even though in Endgame, you know, oh gosh, guys, my brain is so foggy. It's medication. Anyways, this is just great news. And so go on the website. If you want to download it, you can just go download the report and you can read all the amazing things that they've been working on. I can't wait for what's coming next. Now on to the wonderful Prince William and the magnificent Princess Catherine of Wales. I told you guys I was on medication. I don't know where to start with this. I really don't. Like, I actually got embarrassed watching it because have you ever, like, you'll be watching a movie and you get embarrassed for, because you know something's going to happen to a character and you get embarrassed about it? Or you see something is about to happen and you get embarrassed for that person? That happens to me all the time. And I was getting embarrassed because it's just weird how they just completely ignored Crown Princess Victoria and her husband, Prince Daniel. Like, completely ignored them. And, because I can speak different languages, what it says right over there, it says the moment when that goes viral. Let me see if my translation brain is working today. Okay, so it says there the embarrassing viral moment when Kate meets Victoria. That's what it says. Excuse me. I was about to cough and I just was waiting for like the translation to complete in my head. But it's just weird, right? Like, they just kept there talking to those two other women, talking, and they're hosting. Like, you hosting other royals, the crown princess. And it's as if they weren't there, you just kind of ignore them. And it was so awkward watching Crown Princess Victoria and her husband kind of behind them going, okay, are we going to go now? And the other guy, I don't know what exactly is his role, but him trying to like get William and Kate's attention to be like, listen, we have to move it along. So that happened. Now this children's home run by charity that Kate Middleton supports shut down over safeguarding fears, the Mirror reports. Barron often says when you have to look at who is saying what, and when the tabloids like the Mirror is starting to like, say things, makes me wonder. And it's just like they can really pick a charity, right? I think there was one that called Kate out right online. She had not visited them for 8 years. 8 years. Like, folks, come on. I can't believe people still like... Anyways. Next. So I was going to say, rumor has it, but it's not a rumor. It's actually... It's what's the truth. Shakira and Danny Alves have both stood down as judges for Prince William's Earthshot Prize amid tax fraud investigations. By the way, Shakira already paid that in full. She walked into that court and she said, Mira, how much do you want? And they said, a couple of million euros. And she's like, when you say a couple, how much do you mean? And they told her how many millions. And she was like, done deal. Is that all? Can I go now? And they're like, I guess so. And she's like, okay, bye-bye. Shakira. I should not be doing this on medication, I swear. So Shakira resigned, and also Danny Alves resigned amid allegations. So the headline in the Daily Express was Prince William's Earthshot Prize thrown into chaos. Remember when they said something about the Invictus game is in chaos. Prince Harry doesn't know what to do. He is da 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 da. Listen, the Invictus Games is just doing fine. Thank you very much. And this, not the greatest news, but allegedly, Crown Princess Mary is already in Australia for the holidays, and Frederick is not there with her. So let's see how that one pans out and what the story is going to be. She looks wonderful in that picture, actually, very dignified, and I don't know what's wrong with men. I just don't know. I don't know. I say men because, like, I don't put myself into that kind of category with men who do that kind of stuff. I just think it's stupid, disgusting, and if you've got issues with your partner, man, just freaking sit down and talk about it. Talk about it. You know? Go to therapy. Don't go like, just don't do it. It's just wrong. All right. Okay, so here we are. I had already recorded about 40 minutes of talking about, in addition to yesterday's, or part one, I had already recorded sort of a line-by-line discussion on what we see here. I'm not going to use that recording. I'm just going to use this that I'm doing right now presently. I'm not going to go line by line. I just want to say that all of the things that are written there are easily, if you want to, if you really have an open mind and an open heart, it can be easily disproven. When you ask a person of color to give you, and I'm assuming you're not a person of color, because in other interaction in regards to messages that went back and forth, you said that you have biracial grandchildren, or maybe you are a person of color. I don't know. I don't want to make actually that assumption, but when you are asking for proof that these things that you have here so we now have to now prove to you that the British royal family, and by not taking actions to defend their first black biracial member of their family, that sends a big message to people. And if it's not racism, and if it's not unconscious bias, then what is it? When the first, allegedly, as we know, mixed race child was not even born yet, and being compared to this and to that, and concerns about how dark his skin color was going to be. And then once he was born, someone of stature in media compares the new prince to a monkey, and the palace is nothing. When Jeremy Clarkson talks about having Meghan parade around the street naked and excrement being thrown at her while people shout shame, the palace said nothing. As a matter of fact, Camilla had lunch or dinner, whatever she did, with Jeremy Clarkson. So I think sometimes there is willfully blind because the information is out there. And let me make something very clear. When Meghan Markle said that there were conversations about changing Archie's titles, it wasn't about him receiving the title immediately or now. It was about them not giving him any titles at all. And if you are to be honest with yourself and honest with me, because I've been honest, they could have, if it wasn't a problem, they could have changed Archie's, right? And Lilibet the same time when they did William and Kate. Within days, it was changed on the royal website. Kate had her titles updated, and so did William. Well, why not at the same time update Archie's and Lilibet? Have you asked yourself that question? Because you should. And if you buy that whole thing about, oh, it was because of the website update, then why did they not wait to update William and Catherine? If it was a regular website update that needed to get done. Look, I work with websites. I understand how the back end of a website works. It takes a minute. If you're updating one name, it takes a minute to update the other. So, all of that, I think I've already explained it. I've given you my response. I will close with this. You said in your correspondence exchange with me that you have biracial or mixed race grandchildren, and they don't play the victim card, or they don't use the racial card or any of that. I am biracial, actually, I am multiracial, as I said before. And I've heard one grandfather or another say certain things that were not up to the caliber of their wonderfulness. That's the word I'll use. I also knew as a child what to say to them and what not to say to them. I knew what to say to them, what not to say to them. You may think that you're not sending your grandchildren messages, but you are, with your actions, the things you say, the way when you see Megan, you don't even say her name, right? The way how you so clearly can't see the racism in any of this. Trust me, they know. And they will come to you and speak to you the way you want to be spoken to, or share with you the things that they know they can share with you without causing any trouble or any problems. But as a product of a multiracial union, you don't need to take my advice if you don't want to at all. But just in case, if any of your grandkids come to you one day and they want to share an experience with you and tell you this happened to them, please believe them. If they say that someone was racist to them, please believe them. If they say that someone has bullied them because of X or Y, please believe them. That's all. I really hope, as I said prior, all of this for people like myself who navigate cultures and race and all of that every day within our own families. I see the absurdity of it all. All of this is absurd. We use it to strip people of their humanity, to put people into categories, and to make some of us feel better than. It was all invented, it's all created. At the end of the day, we're people. And at the end of the day, I'll die, you'll die. No one will care two banana peels about how much you either defended one thing or I defended the other. No one is going to care. But when it comes to racism, I would ask of you, if you may, sit down and think what your words mean, what they do, what your actions mean, and what they do. I wish you all the best. Thank you very much. And to all of the rest of our members that are listening, or you know how much I love all of you. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to your loved ones, and to those strangers who you may get into a conversation with and you're trying to prove some things to them, or bring your perspective, and hopefully they will receive it with an open mind and open heart. Continue to be kind. But also you have to know, as someone messaged me and said, you have to know when to just cut your losses. Thank you all. Until we speak.